The Love Scene of Aminata and Chekura, from Someone Knows My Name, a novel, by Lawrence Hill. I pulled away from his chest to look into his eyes. I took his hand and stroked it, and came across the half finger. "My punishment," he said. I kissed his 9 good fingers and stayed much longer on his 10th, stroking and brushing my lips against the half that remained. I felt full of love for this man, but thought about how I would feel if he entered my body and then disappeared for another 14 years. "Your eyes are as round as acorns, and the moons on your face are beautiful," he said. I thought of how good I had looked through my 20s, when I was fending off the drunken and obnoxious advances of Charlestown men, white and black, and suffering the stares of Solomon Lindo and the few friends he brought into the house to feast their eyes on me. Now I was 30 years old and had nothing to show for it. No son, no family, no homeland, and even my beauty would soon fade. "Don't be sad," Chekura said, letting his fingers run up and down my arms. "No moons as beautiful as yours have crossed the Atlantic," he said. "All these years when I was missing you, I would wait for the thinnest sliver of the crescent moon to come out at night. On those nights, just once or twice a month if the skies were clear, I felt that you were with me." I burst into tears. Chekura took me in his arms and held me close, and as my sobbing ebbed to gentle weeping, I could feel his chest moving steadily in and out. I lay awake for a long time after Chekura began to snore, wondering if he would see me when the day broke. I was the first to awaken, and found him lying with his hand in mine. I pressed it to my breast. Once we had jumped the broom, once we had made a son, and once I had hoped that we would all stay together. Chekura woke and found our hands together. He turned his head my way. "A husband needs his wife," he said to me. "Would you love me now?" The soft morning light bathed his face, and I noticed a wrinkle or two at the corner of his eyes. This man had once walked with me for 3 moons, all the way to the coast of our homeland. This man had risked his life time and again to visit me at night by the indigo fields of St. Helena Island. He had lost half a finger and all of his hair, but none of his love for me. A long-buried desire clicked at the back of my throat. I felt the same warmth and wetness that I had felt during the thousands of nights that I had missed Chekura. But this time he was there with me, and he was mine. I had no idea when I would see him again, and wanted to savor every moment that we had, licking and touching every inch of his skin. I basked in the smell and the sweat of him, and felt my passion rising under his tongue, and his fingers as they circled and teased and devoured me. Our lips met. I brought just the very tip of him into me, and we stayed like that, kissing and licking and slowly rocking. I moaned as his lips tickled my nipples, and his thumb slid against the hard, extended ridge of my womanhood. Chekura arched and slid deep inside me, and we inhaled life one from the other. The sound of his breathing and gasping brought me to the peak of my own pleasure. Once, twice, 3 times I shook and shuddered as my husband spilled himself deep inside me, and we cried out together. We held on to each other long after we were both spent, and kissed once more before we fell asleep. I awoke to find him tracing my cheeks with the fingers of one hand. He smiled at me faintly, and I knew that he had to leave soon.